White man in boxing led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, AJ and Pulev, let's talk about the weigh-in a little bit and something that caught my eye. The reason I did the video, AJ said he been sparring the week of the fight. He even did some rounds Thursday. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And interesting. You know, he weighed 240.8. Pulev was like 239, some change. So honestly, I think Pulev has no chance. Bob Arum keeps saying Pulev gonna knock him out. But I just think Pulev has zero chance. I'm not a fan of Pulev's skill set at all. Just not that good of a fighter to me. I ain't gonna say he ain't good. He's just old. But hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And Pulev tried to rile AJ up. There's so many people that tried to punk AJ at weigh-ins. You know, Charles Martin tried it, got pieced up real quick. I think the thing for Anthony Joshua is just simply he is in good shape. You know, I'm not concerned he looked 3 pounds heavier. He was 237.7 for the Ruiz fight. That don't really concern me because as long as he ain't like 245, 250, he looked thin. He fluid in his arms. He fluid in his legs. He should be all right because Pulev ain't no tough test. Now, you know, just Pulev trying to get in his head, trying to rile him up. I seen Pulev fight Jarrell Millers. Whoever he fought in Kansas, he fought his leftovers. And 39, 40 years old, I'm just not impressed. And if he loses to Pulev, it's the biggest upset in boxing history in the heavyweight division. For real. Andy Ruiz can fight. Say what you want to say. Andy Ruiz can fight. He can fight. He really beat Joseph Parker. But Pulev just old, man. I just don't see nothing that excites me about him, so I'm not worried about it. But Joshua sparring the week of the fight. He ain't fought since he fought Andy Ruiz last December. So it's been over a year, I believe. So I get it. You know, as long as you don't, you sparring with headgear on and you don't suffer no cuts, it worked for him. He need to get those rounds in. But it's like riding a bike. You know, Adrian Broner said when he got out of jail and he got right back in the boxing ring, it's like nothing ever happened. So you don't forget how to fight. It's just you knocking the rust off. But inactivity it's really the calling card for this era in boxing. Easily. Floyd fought once or twice a year because his hands, he was getting 30, 40, 50, hundreds of millions of dollars to do fighting once a year. I get it. These dudes fighting once a year, and they getting good money, better money than other champions and contenders was getting, but it's pretty much the regular routine, so they're going to be able to stay sharp regardless. You know, it's just like, you've been doing it your whole life. You know, you get back in the ring, little ring rust, you seen Earl Smith knock it off, but he been doing this since he was, a teenager, pre-teenager. Anthony Joshua been doing this for a while, so he shouldn't have no issues. Now, he was going to a Tyson Fury fight, then I would say there's some issues. Look at Fury, he fought in February. That's a huge advantage. That might be a few months away from December, but he fought this calendar year. For Anthony Joshua, he ain't fought since December. And then there's some questions about his punch resistance coming off the Andy Ruiz fight. Andy Ruiz just couldn't cut the ring off, and AJ came in with a game plan Andy Ruiz didn't think he'd come out with. A lot of movement, hand speed, he came out thinner. He beat him with athleticism and speed. So, can he do that versus Pulev? Man, he can do whatever he wants versus Pulev. Even if he came in heavy versus Pulev, like he did versus, Vladimir in the first Ruiz fight. Even if he did come in heavier, I wouldn't have no concern versus Pulev. Pulev is old as Jerusalem. And I say that jokingly. So, I really don't have no concerns with it, honestly. If he did come in heavy, he can bang Pulev out his frame. Now, Bob Arum say Pulev gonna get the knockout. That's his job to push that propaganda. Pulev shouldn't be fighting. Messing with Jenny Sushi. But, like I said, Pulev is trying to do everything to get in AJ head. And when you've been knocked out before, and people seeing you've been knocked out in sparring and camps and in the ring, people gonna continue to try you. That's gonna be Deontay Wilder's biggest test. Can he overcome him being knocked out and people knowing? You might have a guy in trouble and he might be ready to quit. But in the back of his mind, he been knocked out before. He's chinny. He'd quit. Whatever people say, That might motivate him to go a few more rounds, catch you. You know, when you ain't been beat before, it ain't no blueprint. It ain't no way. This ain't the Mandalorian. This is the way. This ain't the way. So, you know, when you're looking at the situation, Pulev probably mentally trying to break AJ and then trying to go in the ring and break his chin. If he stop him, like I said, it'd be bigger upset than Buster Douglas, in my opinion, and Mike Tyson. Because we know back in hindsight, Mike Tyson wasn't living that boxer lifestyle. And that's what makes Floyd so good. Floyd Senior just trained him to really be on his P's and Q's and not drink and smoke. And when you can train somebody to not be smoking and drinking, all they know is work hard like they're poor, this you get. He wasn't the best fighter, no way, no how. I could pick 25 fighters that's better than Floyd Mayweather, but how many fighters you could say more disciplined than him and Bernard, Andre Ward? You can't say too many fighters was more disciplined. Floyd and Bernard and Ward didn't have drinking habits. They didn't struggle. Obviously, you can't struggle with putting in too much muscle as a welterweight and a middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight. But, you know, that's how they became. If you can take their discipline and put it into Sugar Ray Leonard, you know, and Sugar Ray Leonard had some demons in his closet. You know, he was messing with dope. He was messing with dope kingpin from Detroit. You know, he was manager of Tommy Hearn's Maserati Rick. You feel me? So, you know, a lot of dudes have bad habits. But then again, that's part of the attributes. You know, when Mike Tyson put on that extra weight, he wasn't what he was when he was younger. I mean, even Muhammad Ali, that took his prime, he came back with, you know, without a six-pack and flapping in the waist. You know, if they didn't take Ali prime away, how great would Ali be? Would he still been fighting to fight Shavers and get, you know, whichever Norton, whoever, you know, broke his jaw, whatever it was? Would he have been lost to Leon Spinks? Would he ever, you know, got beat up by Trevor Berbick? If they took them years away from him, maybe Muhammad Ali would have retired. But then again, they didn't take them years away from Muhammad Ali. Maybe he wouldn't be as great as he was. But then again, you know, a lot of fighters that if they'd have kept that, had, you know, Floyd, Bernard, and Ward discipline, you know, Pernell Whitaker was another one. You know, I'm not going to speak on the dead, but he had his, you know, demons in his closet. Roberto Duran would eat himself, you know, into a humongous weight. And he said that basically, you know, Nate was telling me, shout out to Nate Campbell on Lion Killer Podcast. He was saying that he turned around, he took that Tommy Hearns fight on quick notice. But then again, that didn't define his career. He turned around and beat Iran Barkley and went, 12 or 15 with Marvin Hagler. A lot of people, Duran is one of the greatest fighters of all time, despite that he quit. And Anthony Joshua, I gained a lot of respect for him for coming back, beating Ruiz, and standing up to them white folks. A lot of respect for him for that. Amazing dude. I ain't always like him, but then again, it's really interesting. I will be watching the Pulev fight. I will be pulling for AJ. He fight Fury. I pull for AJ, but I just think Fury just on another level. But I got newfound respect for him, bro. But if Pulev win, that'd be a humongous upset, in my opinion. A monumental. But he can punk AJ. You 40 years old. You were struggling with guys. I was at the casino. I can't remember. It wasn't a Triple G when he fought. I forget who he fought. Violence Monterosian. I was at the casino when he fought them too. And y'all boy barbershop conversation. He talk all that black crap, but he went down there and he covered that fight. Anybody that talk all that black stuff, and then his videos of them praising Oscar De La Hoya, praising Mexicans, and he going down and cover the Triple G fight when people complain about it, all you need to know right there. But other than that, man, I got EJ tomorrow. Which AJ, I wish both of them come out safe tomorrow. Who else we got fighting tomorrow? Shakur Stevenson. Unfortunately, I don't blame Oscar Valdez. I wouldn't have fought him neither for not no title. But her and Shakir getting the Frampton and Heron winner. I think Frampton and Heron, well, they fight like January 22nd. They somebody send me that. I forget to say that. It's January 22nd, I think, in the UK. So wish Jamel Heron nothing but the best of the luck. If I'm him, I come out and I press Carl Frampton and hit that questionable chin. Fuck sitting there doing all this shit you was doing your last fight. Close that gap and beat him up. He got a questionable chin. Other than that, let you guys think what y'all think about the Shakir fight. Think about AJ versus Pulev. Joshua versus Pulev. Shout out to AJ. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video quest. All my social media links, description. Best way to reach me personally is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. We also got a Facebook group. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link description. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We go.